You play against me, pal, you're gonna lose. You win, you make some money. I win. You're gonna do 15 years. How about it, driver?
A commercial failure, almost forgotten in its own time, and yet it went on to inspire Thief, Drive, Heat, and a generation of existential cool. If Moviedrome had lasted one more season, this would have been in it. It's called The Driver. Written and directed by Walter Hill in 1978, it's a movie so stripped of sentiment, it feels like a Western recast in the architecture of modern Los Angeles. Walter Hill had already built a reputation as Hollywood's poet of masculine restraint. He'd worked as an assistant director on Bullitt and The Thomas Crown Affair, both for Steve McQueen, and he later wrote The Getaway. The Driver was written for McQueen, but he turned it down. As Hill recalled, he didn't want to do anything that had to do with cars at that time. He felt he'd already done that, and it was pretty hard to argue with him. So the role went to Ryan O'Neal, an actor known more for charm than danger, and that contrast became the film's edge. Hill stripped away the dialogue and psychology and exposition so that all that remained was action and atmosphere. The world was reduced to headlights and shadow. Hill wrote The Driver as an homage to Jean-Pierre Melville, especially Le Samouraï, where Alain Delon's hitman moved through Paris like a shadow of fate. He wanted to transplant that same zen detachment to 1970s Los Angeles, a city of empty space and artificial light. In Hill's words, it's not realism, it's abstraction, and it shows. The Driver doesn't just take place in LA, it happens inside its skeleton, parking structures, service roads and anonymous hotel rooms. The story couldn't be simpler. A nameless getaway driver is the best there is. Sound familiar? A relentless detective sets a trap to bring him down, and when a new heist goes wrong, the driver is hunted by his own accomplices, by the police and by fate itself. What follows is a series of cat and mouse games played in the dead hours of the night, all engines, reflections and screeching tyres. There's no love story and there's no real redemptive arc, it's just pure action. Made for about $5 million and released by 20th Century Fox, The Driver came out at the wrong time. Audiences wanted swagger and humour. Burt Reynolds was riding high. Smoking the Bandit had made car chases fun again. Instead, Hill gave them stillness and silence.
You did.
Hill and cinematographer Philip Lathrop shot the city like an alien grid, cold, indifferent, and geometric. What makes The Driver extraordinary is what it doesn't do. There's no score during the car chases, only the roar of the engine and the echo of tyres against concrete. Every location feels transitory.
You're getting in pretty deep on this one, aren't you?
It's not just architecture, it's purgatory.
You want to play this your way? Fine. You're the boss. But I'm telling you something. I'm in this for the win.
Critics called it pretentious and soulless, and the film barely lasted a week in most US cinemas. But in France, Japan, and later among filmmakers, it became something of a secret handshake, a pure expression of control and cool. William Friedkin had clearly admired it. Michael Mann most definitely studied it, and Nicholas Winding Refn practically remade it.
Ryan O'Neal was an unusual choice. Coming off of Barry Lyndon and Paper Moon, he wasn't known for his tough guy persona. But that's exactly why Hill cast him. The stillness and the control. Bruce Dern, on the other hand, brings chaos. His detective is all ego and caffeine, the kind of man who needs to win, even when there's no one playing.
I guess you figure you're a winner.
That's it. And you're a loser. But I think you'd like to be a winner.
And Isabelle Adjani, then barely 22, fresh from The Story of Adele H., was cast without speaking a line of English. Her alien presence completes the film's strange European gravity. Together they're not so much characters, they're more kind of elements.
Ryan O'Neal's level of commitment was incredible. No process shots were used anywhere in the film. And they actually trained him to do some of the stunts himself. The Driver may not have succeeded commercially, but it shaped the direction of everyone involved. Hill refined the minimalist tone that would define his later work and influence an entire generation of directors. O'Neal's career slowed, though the film stands as one of his most disciplined performances. Adjani's brief Hollywood experiment gave way to decades of prestige work in French cinema, and Dern continued as one of America's most durable character actors, evolving from volatile supporting roles to respected elder statesmen. For each of them, The Driver marked a transition, the point where mainstream careers gave way to longevity, craft, and a cult reputation. The Driver isn't just about professionalism, it's about precision as philosophy. Walter Hill was decades ahead of his time, stripping cinema back to its framework long before minimalism became a thing. Stylistically, he anticipated the neon austerity of the 2010s, films that whisper instead of shout. Thematically, he turned the crime thriller into an existential equation. Identity equals skill, purpose equals control. Narratively, he removed everything that didn't move. Dialogue, backstory, any level of sentiment or romantic interest, until what remained was motion and consequence. That's why The Driver endures. It's not just a film, it's the moment American action cinema discovered abstraction. And it has some of the finest car chases in cinematic history.
I love The Driver because it feels like the last real, honest action film, before irony, before mythology and star power really took over. Every movement means something. Some films chase emotion. This one chases perfection. And when it finds it, it doesn't stop. It just keeps on driving.